What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be breaking down and discussing the new patch that's going to be hitting Overwatch very soon. Overwatch patch 1.8. It's going to be shaking up the game, and we're going to be breaking it down for you. Now, this patch is going to be changing up a lot of characters, and it's going to be coming very soon. Now, I logged into Battle.net, and it said that the server was going to be getting updated on, and I didn't know if it was going to be this update or maybe just a little one. So I decided we're going to break it down for you. Now, the biggest change is going to be to Bastion. Absolutely. Bastion is going to be getting a huge buff, a huge rework. His configuration sentry is going to be deploy time decreased from 1.5 to 1.0 seconds. The bullet speed increased by 50%. Bullet speed is always at maximum. It no longer increases as the weapon is fired. Magazine size increased from 200 to 300. Headshot damage multiplier has been removed, which I think is a very good thing. No longer deals critical damage. Configuration recon. Bullet spread decreased by 25%. Magazine size increased from 20 to 25. Self-repair can now be used while moving, which I think is going to completely change Bastion and make him a whole heck of a lot better. Now bound to secondary fire, formerly ability 2. No longer interrupted by taking damage. A new resource meter has been added to the deplete while self-repair is active and recharges when not in use. Configuration tank no longer grants bonus armor. Bastion has a new passive ironclad. Bastion takes 35% less damage while in sentry or tank configuration. Now we're going to be breaking this down. So, Bastion has been a very underused character, especially at the top, because he is a sitting target. He is a sitting turret, which is his purpose, but he has been underused. And this rework, I think, is going to propel him to the next level and make him very widely used, especially with his magazine size, especially going from 200 to 300. I think that's a huge jump. I think it's a very, very huge jump, and he's going to be so much better because his bullet spread is larger. Now, the biggest thing for me, and I'm sure a lot of people when they heard this, was him moving while repairing. Now, does that sound overpowered? I'm not quite sure. Maybe this deploy, maybe that 1 meter that they're adding will help balance it out, because that sounds like he's going to be a moving tank that can repair himself over and over again. Now, I want to see how it goes. He's going to be a little bit more tanky as well. No pun intended. I don't know if Genji's deflect will kill him anymore, since the fire speed, I'm not sure, because the damage isn't going to increase as it used to while in turret. So we're going to see. I want to play around with him. He was definitely one of my favorite characters in the beginning of Overwatch, and I want to go back to him and see, you know, how he's changed, and I'm sure that most people are going to change back to him and see, maybe play a game or two with him. Now, next character. A character that I believe didn't quite need a buff, but this buff fits quite well for her. D.Va. Now, D.Va is getting a defense matrix buff, where projectiles like Roadhog Shotgun or Tracer's Pulsar Bomb no longer need to travel a minimum distance before they can be blocked. Now, I think this is actually pretty good because I played around with D.Va, and her block is kind of useless. I mean, it intimidates the enemy not to shoot at you, but I think this is going to be a great buff for D.Va. She's already widely used. I think this is another reason to use her even more. And I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm going to play through all these characters, and I might do a breakdown video when the update Overwatch patch 1.8 goes live. Now, this is a very little buff to Mei. Her Cryo Freeze. Mei can now be targeted by allies while in Cryo Freeze. No dev comments on this one, but Mei doesn't accidentally screw themselves when they try to self-heal and stop Mercy's getting quite as angry at them. I think that this is actually pretty funny. Yeah, I think that is kind of a problem that they need to fix. Mercy is getting a buff for some fucking reason. I'm sorry, but like, I love Mercy, but this makes her probably the best healer in the game. Now, no hate towards Ana or Lucio. Lucio is personally my favorite. But her Resurrect, while performing a Resurrection, Mercy now becomes temporarily invulnerable along with allies being revived. This is crazy. Her Resurrect has become pretty much the best ultimate already. Now, if you didn't have you didn't already have a reason for smashing on your keyboard when you hear her scream, "Heroes never die," in German, you're gonna have a bigger reason, because she also, besides reviving dead enemies, is now going to make them invulnerable. Now, I think this definitely propels Mercy to the best healer spot. We'll see. Yeah, this is crazy. Maybe she's going to be overpowered. She's already the first tier, I believe. So, we'll see how it goes. Now, the biggest loser, I believe, is Roadhog. Roadhog is getting a huge nerf. His scrap gun spread is decreased by 20%. His chain hook targets are now pulled to a location 3.5 meters away, up from 2 meters. Cooldown increased from 6 to 8. Now, this makes him useless. I'm sorry, but he's definitely my boy. I've used him for so long. I love him. He's probably up there. Probably my favorite character. Maybe the most playtime. But, dude, his chain is going to be worthless. 6 to 8, that's such a, 2 seconds is so much in Overwatch. Targets are now pulled to a location 3.5 meters away, up from 2 meters. So, you would think that they would increase the spread if he's going to be pulled to a farther location. Now, but it's just, it's not going to work. His scrap gun, he's going to be nerfed. This is a whole, I'm sorry, I just cracked my knuckles, but this is a huge change. I don't know how I feel about this. Roadhog is so good. And I don't want to see him change. I love the chain. I love chaining people. I love feeling like Ghost Rider and chaining people. But yeah, he's just not going to be as good as he used to be. And he's not going to be used as heavily, but we'll see how it goes. I'm sure that pro players will still find a way to make him broken. Now, Torb is getting a little buff. His rivet gun ammo is now loaded earlier in the reload animation. Simple. This is just how it is. I don't know what to say. Torb is definitely one of my favorite characters, especially on Hanamura on defense. He's always great. Now for the last character buff is Winston. Winston is getting a well-deserved buff. Critical hit volume reduced by 15%. Now, Winston needs more than this. I'm sorry, Winston. But Winston needs so much more. Winston needs a rework. I think I'm going to do a video on this, because I was playing with Winston just to see how he is before this new patch comes, and he's awful. I don't like to say that because he's such a lovable character with so much charm, but he's so awful to play with because he has no range. Now his gun is worthless. I mean, it's good when you can catch players off guard, but you're not going to get caught off guard by a monkey that is twice as big as every other character on the screen. He's not sneaky, he's just bad. The leap, I get it, brings his range to a little bit more, and it deals damage, but not as much as necessary, because it's such a very, very, very small window. Now Winston needs just a little bit more. First of all, his shield is so garbage. It's doo-doo butter. It's so bad. It's so fragile. Bastion rips through it, and now his buff is gonna make him rip through it even more. This shield is worthless. It should turn into kind of like Reinhardt's. Not as good as Reinhardt's, but kind of close to that. And his LT, or his left trigger, doesn't have anything. I think that maybe they should add a projectile where he kind of launches a little grenade, or not a grenade, but a large energy blast into the area to add some range to him, because he's just not good. I played around with him, and I'm sure a lot of people I know his ultimate makes up for it because he makes himself invincible, but you're not going to be using that as much. He needs a rework. He's never been top of the mountain since high level play kicked off in earnest, and this change is probably not going to buff him up too much, but it is the start of a process to getting him relevant. Blizzard, I know you're probably not listening to this, but I hope one day you are, and please fix Winston. He's such a great character, and you even said it yourself. You're not doing anything for him. You're kind of reworking him a little bit, but next update, the way you did these things with Bastion, do it with Winston. I think that's just a simple fact. He has the charm, he has the character, people love him. Just make him more playable, and his abilities become more relevant, and he'll become more played. Now, some other little things are being added, targeting sensitivity options, and the last thing is the patch 1.8 is going to change Icon Wall. Now, Icon Wall at the second gate no longer closes after the payload passes through the castle doors. Instead, rubble from the damaged doorway partially blocks the entrance. Now, this map just became even more epic. Definitely one of my favorite maps. A lot of detail, a lot of scenery. I love it. I think this is great. It's such a small little thing, and I think it changes it. I think it makes the map. It's going to be a small change. Maybe some people won't recognize it. Some people will. Maybe it depends on how big they make it. Like if there's a ton of rubble coming down or not. But I love this map. I think it's a great map. I think it's definitely probably up there with my favorites, up there with Hollywood and Route 66. So that's been all for the update. That's all the update is going to give to us. It's going to be a very big update, very good, and I'm very happy with it. I hope you guys are too. Now, if you guys like this video and you want more gaming news, gaming breakdowns like this, not in Overwatch, not necessarily in Overwatch, in other games, I will do it for you. Leave a comment on this video, leave a like as well, and stay subscribed for more content like this. My name is Joel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Stop me, I'm all the way.